Steven, welcome to New Jersey.
Thank you! So we're off to Jeju Noodle Bar to try their Michelin-starred Wagyu Ramyun.
This bowl of noodles is $46.
Wow! Where have you taken us, Andrew? This is gorgeous.
I just wanted to show you the city. That's where we're heading to in a moment.
Should we show them? Pop out the GoPro? The reason why we chose to eat this food and try this restaurant is because we were at Sun Noodle Factory. You may have watched the previous episode, where they actually manufacture the ramen that is supplied to this restaurant.
The word manufacturer doesn't even do it justice.
Right.
I don't want to say craft. Craft is so cheesy.
Craft cheese is pretty
No, not like that.
beautiful.
Not like that. They make noodles for many of the best ramen restaurants in New York and New Jersey.
That's right. So we got to try those fresh ramen noodles in a package. But we thought it would be great to try these noodles at a restaurant.
Since we're here.
You know, today we're going to Manhattan to speak with Chef Douglas and try his Wagyu ramen at Jeju Noodle Bar.
And we'll share more from our time at Sun Noodle, speaking with Ken about how the noodles for Jeju are made.
What do you expect here? I mean, $46, Michelin star ramen.
How many slurps do you get out of this bowl? What's the price per slurp?
I don't know if Wagyu makes sense in ramen.
Like, do you really want to eat that wet? Would you rather eat it like a
Yeah.
real,
I think
like
it's
a
wet
steak?
and raw.
What?
Excuse me? What kind of restaurant is Jeju Noodle Bar?
We are focused on Korean style ramen. Besides that, we have other appetizers and all that stuff is pretty popular too.
You're a noodle restaurant.
Yeah, we're a noodle restaurant / restaurant, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're a noodle restaurant. Yeah.
You're the only Michelin-starred noodle-focused restaurant
Yeah.
left in the world or in America?
Last time I checked, in the America for sure.
Can you tell us about when you got it? I remember hearing you say like you didn't even expect it. You weren't trying to get a Michelin star.
After we open, we are actually busy at the beginning, but then after the initial hype died, I was thinking like, man, maybe we gotta have to close because we're so slow. At one point, we had like 4 customers a day. There was so much trouble that we have to go through. People say this is not the Korean food. You know, a lot of negative comments, right? Kind of started to fade away after we got a Michelin star.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's like it was a very interesting perspective from our point. We didn't change anything.
Yeah.
But then because we got a Michelin star, people started to understand who you are.
And so what are the main ramen dishes that you guys have here on the menu?
One of the popular dishes that we serve here is called Wagyu Ramen. So we have a veal stock, a braised Wagyu brisket, and then finish it with 8-by Wagyu.
I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Cook Unity, a meal delivery service that offers fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted meals. I recently got back from some travel and I'm settling into a routine of editing videos. When I'm editing all day, it's great to have freshly prepared meals ready to go. Cook Unity saves a ton of time, and I love the culinary variety on offer. Every week, I can choose from hundreds of different dishes made by award-winning chefs from across the country. As someone whose job it is to go out and interview chefs, I love that I can see who created a dish and learn about them on the Cook Unity website. Today, I'm having Japanese-style ribeye curry, created by Chef Sergio Tominaga. It's rich, savory, and I love this touch of daikon on top. Cook Unity is offering our viewers 50% off their first order using our code FOODCHEERS. Meals are delivered fresh, never frozen, in compostable, recyclable, or reusable packaging. They're ready to heat and enjoy in minutes using a microwave or oven. Go to the link in our description to try Cook Unity and get 50% off your first order using our code FOODCHEERS. I'm gonna get back to editing.
Can I first ask, I see on the menu it's called ramyun. Is it ramyun or ramen, or are they one and the same?
Originally, it came from a ramen, right? The Japanese ramen. But the Korean version of a ramyun came from instant packaged noodles. Believe it or not, I heard like a Korean people eats the most instant noodles in the world.
Really?
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, how come nobody do like dedicated restaurant for this kind of food that we actually eat a lot?
Oh, so this is inspired by instant noodles?
Kind of, yeah. But then I think about how can I elevate that dish in our restaurant. We made everything in-house, even the seasoning we make in-house. Only thing that we don't make here is noodles.
Talking about Jeju Noodle Bar, one of the restaurants that you supply noodles to, was there a process talking to Douglas about what kind of noodles he wants?
Chef Douglas's image of his ramen that he really wanted was an instant ramen that was fresh. So think about like a deep fried brick of ramen that maybe he loved growing up, but a fresher version that could match with his beautiful broth. We've never gotten any request as a noodle maker that is away from instant fried noodles to make something similar to that texture. We've had to work a lot with ingredients, even in the mixing process, cutting process, to create something felt like an instant noodle, but was a fresh version. When the chef knows exactly what they're looking for, it's actually such a great partnership because it allows us to also kind of flex our muscle and think about how do you improve.
And how would you characterize the noodle that you use for the Wagyu ramen?
We don't want to make a super thick broth because, if you're too thick, then you get overwhelmed. Because of, let's say, viscosity of the soup and how intense is the seasoning, if you put different noodles in there, it works differently.
Is it because like a bunch of thin noodles almost like grabs the broth in a different way?
Yeah, so basically, thinner the noodles, and then if it's wavier, actually when you slurp it, it pulls all the broth into your mouth.
It's like a fine hair brush that
Yeah.
like grabs a lot of paint versus like a coarser one.
Correct, yeah.
And how do you make the noodles wavy?
So the wavy thing is such an art as well. In the cutters, we'll put this rubber device. So as the noodle sheet comes out, as it gets cut, it hits this rubber, and with that gravity, it makes it wavy. Some of the best guys in our factory, if you want a very wavy noodle, they're able to create it in a way that has more tension. But some chefs, they don't want such a wavy noodle. They want less wavy, they call it. So we release the tension. It's wavy, but not super wavy.
When I first heard of the dish, Wagyu ramen, I was like, oh, why would you put Wagyu in ramen?
Yeah.
But hearing you talk about it being a bone broth soup,
Yeah.
can you just talk a little bit more about the idea of pairing Wagyu with a ramen dish?
It's kind of rare to see a veal broth in general in the ramen world. It's based on a seolleongtang in a Korean soup dish, but then I want to elevate a dish that make sure, how can I say, something stand out and compare it to other restaurants. I mean, Wagyu was the best choice at the time. So we have a veal broth after we cook it for at least like 10 hours. We put a little bit of a garlic puree with the veal broth because I think garlic flavor is very essential in Korean cuisine. And we put a scallion in there, and wood ear mushrooms, and enoki mushrooms, American Wagyu brisket, brine for 3 days, and then you braise it for 8 hours. There's one more element that we added since last year, spicy ragu. When you taste it at the beginning, it doesn't become spicy. If you mix it, it becomes spicier. Then we thinly slice A5 Wagyu, a little bit of a sesame seed and chive, and char scallion oil to finish. I know the certain chef might get against it. Oh, it's a noodle dish, but you don't see the noodles. I'm okay with it, It's a different way of thinking, but then I'm okay with it. A lot of things like not following the regular rules.
The image of rare beef floating on top of a bowl of noodles.
I know, where are
is
the noodles?
incredible. I just broke this bowl of noodles like an egg,
And
right?
the egg is beef.
And the yolk is noodle. Cheers, Steven.
Cheers. Oh my goodness. These noodles are very reminiscent of the kind of noodles that you would get in like a Shin ramen pack.
Yeah, for sure.
Very thin, little scraggly,
Yeah.
wavy.
When the meat is softer than the noodle. Like I'm not chewing it, I'm slurping it the same way you do the noodle to aerate that beef into my mouth.
Oh, nice. Whoa. One of my favorite soups, seolleongtang. And the thing I like about that soup is the way that it sits on your mouth even after you've eaten it, all over your tongue and your lips and your side of your cheeks. Imagine you applied makeup and you applied like the perfect, what's that thing that blends in with your face?
Foundation.
Foundation. When you nail the foundation.
And all the elements blend. Well, Steven, there are 3, 4 types of meat represented here. There's the veal broth, the Wagyu, the brisket, ground meat.
Right, okay.
That's the lip liner, the tint, the blush, the shadow. When it all hits together, boom.
Boom. The noodle to soup relationship is something that I have taken for granted before. My last analogy of the day, left hand and right hand in piano. You have your dun 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 dun, right? And then you have the melody at the top. I can't sing, so.
Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You don't
You
want
got
to.
it, you got it,
Yeah. Whenever we cover truffle, caviar. There's always the inevitable comments that are like, they're just adding expensive ingredients on top of
Yeah.
it. How are you being thoughtful about that? And what do you think about like even that comment?
When we make the dish and what I like to eat is like, it doesn't matter what you put on, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. How many times you go to a noodle shop and then you get to eat caviar and truffle? You get to taste a little bit of a fine dining side, but in a casual manner. We only put it because it actually make it taste better, not just the soulless garnish.